Today is the beginning of our ultimate NFL trivia bracket here at the Hammer HQ. 16 of your favorite creators at the Hammer Betting Network are going at it in a single elimination bracket style format to determine who the greatest NFL trivia mind is. And today we're going right to the top and the bottom, as it is the first seed Eric Eager taking on the 16th seed Zack Phillips. Can Zack pull off the almighty upset of the favorite to win the tournament? Let's find out. Looking for a way to get involved with the Hammer and Draft Party trivia? Well, look no further than the leaderboard competition that we have coming. Checking the link in the description to sign up for this leaderboard competition, where over the course of 4 weeks, you'll be sent a new quiz every weekday in regards to the NFL. 20 quizzes in total, where you fill out at least 15. Your 15 best quizzes will be taken into consideration and will place you on the leaderboard, going against friends, family, and Hammer creators, as well as the people involved with draftparty.net. Now, with that in mind, let's meet our players for today's quiz. The much anticipated ultimate NFL trivia bracket has begun here. It is the 1 seed taking on the 16 seed in the top left corner of the bracket. Underneath myself, I have Eric Eager, and Rob listed you as the favorite. You'd be minus odds even against the entire field. So maybe a little bit of added pressure. How are you feeling as the 1 seed here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weight on my shoulders, right? I mean, I feel like the 1 seed hardly, doesn't always win. So I need to get out of this first round here against Zack.
And Zack, you're hoping for that FDU fairy tale Cinderella story here. How did you feel being put as the 16th seed? Because I was on the selection committee and I advocated you were worse than myself. How you feeling?
I think that you guys were bang on. I know who I am, and that's the extent of that. It is what it is. I feel like that's the appropriate ranking. Right team favored here for sure, but I'm gonna give it my best effort, and maybe I'll steal a game or two from Eric here.
Maybe. As always, the quizzes are hosted on draftparty.net. If you want to play any of these quizzes that we played today, you can go to the links in the description. But there's always an opportunity for some high variance play. Let's get into the first quiz. For the first quiz, we have which player had the highest career approximate value score, a metric used to calculate a player's value through the 2022 season. I went through every draft party quiz they have for the NFL. I did a random list. This was the first one that was selected from that randomizer, and the subsequent quizzes are also from that randomizer. So no bias involved whatsoever to the players that are playing here. But how this works, there are 25 possible answers here. This is not necessarily the top 25. It is an assortment of 25 players that are generally on the higher side, maybe top 100 to top 300. Each player will take turns in a snake draft format, picking the best available answer, at least attempting to do so, trying to rack up points. The 1 seed up here is worth 25 points. The bottom seed, typically the 25th seed, is worth 1 point, but since 2 players are tied at 24, that will be worth 2 points, and it's 1 point increments in between, all the way to the middle, where the 13th seed is worth 13 points. So if we're all set to get going, our players have had time to take a look here. Eric Eager is the leadoff here, and he's looking for the best available. Eric, you've had a sec to look. What is going to be your first pick for the first quiz?
Among the players that are there, Peyton Manning.
I like it. A solid start, I would assume, and it is the best available, the 1 seed, showing off his stuff.
I'm in danger.
With Peyton Manning at 271. Zack, you now have the luxury of 2 picks in a row here. We really need you to get going early.
Yeah, before I give picks here, I'm just going to preface this by letting people know. I told Jacob ahead of time, basically my start in football was when I got to university, which I graduated from 3 years ago. And I didn't really fully dive in until probably about my 4th year of university. So that was the last 4 years of football is my frame of reference. But, I do know names and stuff, so I'm going to kind of have to take some shots and just see if I can kind of get in the right area and at least put points on the board. I'm going to go, with that being said, give me John Elway.
John Elway, okay. Go with a name he knows, and John Elway, it's not bad.
Elway inside the 10 and dives over the 5-yard line. What a great play.
is fourth on the list.
There we go.
And I am gonna. What would the over/under line be set at players you actually recognize off this list, Zach?
Oh, actually, a lot. I recognize a lot, but like in terms of what like the
level of play,
value here, yeah, level of play, the value metric we're using here. Tough. I'm gonna go next one. I'm thinking quarterbacks probably gotta be pushed up this list here. You know, I'll go Dan Marino.
Okay, Dan Marino. I also like this pick, going with some high-tier quarterbacks, and he's number 3. Okay, so Zach,
Points on the board, boys.
You didn't find number 2, but you're pretty damn close to the top here, which puts some pressure on Eric Eager. Here you go.
Yeah, there is some pressure on me. Knowing how this algorithm works a little bit, I think Jerry Rice is my next pick.
Okay, Jerry Rice, number 2
Longevity
on the list.
And
Pressure? Pressure of what?
yeah, longevity is the big thing with AV because it's a sum. And Jerry played until his cornrows were like starting like halfway back, like back his head.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the?
So that's probably okay. And then like that and longevity is maybe one of the reasons that's probably where you're going to get Elway and Marino over Montana because they played longer. But Montana 4 Super Bowl rings, and I know that is where the algorithm likes to go. Yeah, give me Joe Montana.
Okay, we're going to Joe Montana. Zach, he's helping you out a little bit with how the algorithm works.
I'm listening.
And Joe Montana,
I blundered there, I think, a little bit.
Okay, so 2 number 5 seeds available here, which is significant because it's 2 extra points, and it seems like this quiz is pretty close right now. Zach, these are your final 2 picks of the first quiz, and you're right in the hunt here.
Man, this might be, Jacob, you've done these quizzes with me. This kind of where things can start to go really off the rails, and especially not having as much of an idea of some of the things. But like, yeah, I mean, maybe this is a big reach on this one, but given some of the things Eric just said, it might push him up there. Matthew Stafford.
Okay, Matthew Stafford, been around a while, does have the ring. Let's see if he stacks up to the all-time greats here. And unfortunately, he's a bit off. Not too far that you're in big trouble here, but he's 11th. So your last pick needs to be a very good one. Down by 8 with 1 pick remaining each.
Let's just go Deion Sanders.
Okay, I like it. Played both ends.
You believe that?
Big time player. Coach Prime, rather, is 8th with 18 points. So you at least put some pressure on. And you fought valiantly. But, Eric, you only need 11 points to come through with the victory in this round. I believe a 14th seed or better here will get you the win.
Yeah, couple that I'm going to think about here. Barry Sanders led the league in rushing a bunch. All-time leading rusher. Running backs matter in approximate value, so that one's a big one. The one that's sneaky, and the one that if I don't pick him, I do want to know, is Rod Woodson is like the Ricky Henderson of the NFL, where he had like 2 Hall of Fame careers and did like stack the chips a ton. Tony Gonzalez is another one that where you're talking about longevity and just stacking up statistic after statistic. I'm going to go with Barry Sanders.
Okay, going with the first one I mentioned, Barry Sanders. He needs 11 points to win round 1. Can Zach get the first leg of the upset started? Barry Sanders is 13 points, so just enough to edge out round 1. It was a little bit of a nail biter there, but Barry Sanders.
Rod Woodson was 5th. That was good, and yeah, Rod Woodson was probably the better pick.
Rod Woodson also would have been, that's the best available, would have won off that. Had you gone Tony Gonzalez, I believe you would have
lost.
You would have, I think you would have tied actually
okay.
with that one, which would have been interesting for the rest of the quiz. But regardless, that is a round 1 win for Eric Eager. Our second quiz here is the most regular season rushing yards through the 2022 season. Zach, probably would have been better if you had like the more recent picks, but it is an all-time list that we got given by the gods of Draft Party. And I will let people know that in the event of a tie in any of these quizzes, I do have a final Jeopardy sort of question that will decide who progresses, but we'll see if that comes into play here. Let's go to Zach in the leadoff slot here. Who is going to be your first pick for the rushing yards all time?
Yeah, I don't really love going first on this one because I kind of would like an opportunity to, play the system a little bit and see where some other guys slot in. But I think I just got to go simple here and just go Barry Sanders.
It was unfortunately given away in the previous quiz.
Barry Sanders led the league in rushing a bunch. All-time leading rusher.
Barry Sanders is the 1 seed all time. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the way it works sometimes. But Eric, you're playing a little bit from behind here with your 2 picks.
I am. Looking here. I think I have to go with Marshall Faulk.
Okay, Marshall Faulk, his first pick is number 2 on the list, a clean 3,000 behind Barry Sanders.
Yeah, a
But,
lot.
Still only 1 point behind. Who is your next pick?
Yep, really, there's some good names on this list. I'm going to go Edgerrin James.
Edgerrin James is number 3 on the list. Perfect from our players so far.
Perfection.
So, Zach, you had a great start, but relentless. You need to keep it going here.
Yeah, I had the Connor McDavid number 1 overall no-brainer pick for the first one.
Yeah.
Man, this is where I can get into some trouble.
Yeah.
I'll go. God, I don't know. I'm gonna go with. Give me Ray Rice.
Okay, Ray Rice. Don't want to talk about the personal side and the player side as well. It does not live up to scratch. 18th place. And that might be it, honestly, this early. But see if you can get yourself back in it with a solid pick here.
This one's real tough for me. I honestly, guys, here, like, I'm struggling through this one, looking at some of these names, trying to just slot them in. I'm gonna go with I'll do it. I'll go with Ricky Williams here.
Hey, Ricky Williams. Is this the one that gets him back into it?
Kind of.
Maybe. 8 seed, 18 points. All right, Eric, your last 2 picks of round 2. Will it be the final picks of the quiz? We'll find out.
Yeah, this is sneaky. Ricky Waters was the first ever running back in the history of the league to rush for 1,000 yards for 3 separate teams. He gets my pick here.
Here's Waters breaking through. Inside the 30. Inside the 20. Waters. Touchdown.
Okay, Ricky Waters. He ends up in 6th. Not the best available, but good enough to be ahead of Zach. With 1 pick remaining each, you are up by 60 points.
And then another kind of longevity play I'm going to go with here. Played in 4 Super Bowls, was the NFL MVP in '91. Thurman Thomas. Thurman Thomas might be ahead of Ricky Waters. But.
Okay, so you're up by 16. You would only need to get to above 22. So you need 6 points here to win round 2 and progress beyond round number 1. Thurman Thomas is the 4th seed, and it is 22 points. Zach, we're going to ask you to make one final pick just to see where he ends up, but you cannot catch Eric here.
Yeah, no. It's over, but you know what? We'll just go with Marshawn Lynch. I'm just curious where he comes in at here. I didn't think Ray Rice was going to be as low on the list as he was. That was kind of my problem. I was like, I thought he'd just be higher, but
Marshawn Lynch is
Not
number
bad.
7. So it would have been a solid pick, but in the end, it is not enough. Comfortable win in the second round by 19 points for Eric Eager. Let's go to our final screen to wrap things up. All right, so Eric, you are the winner. You got it done. The 1 versus 16, obviously expected, but a little bit of added pressure. You now face the winner of Rob Pizzola and Johnny from BetStamp. What would be your confidence level going into a matchup with either of those two?
Johnny is when you listen to 90 circles off and you like Johnny has some very insightful things to say. I don't like, but I think Rob is more into football than him, so I think Rob is going to be a tougher out than Johnny, even though I think Johnny's underrated.
Okay, and Zach, you had your fun. Any words you want to say here? Unfortunately, you were given a pretty much impossible task here. That's 4 straight losses on the Sports IQ Showdown after 2-0 starts. We got to get you back into hockey or something.
I know. I don't know why you had to throw that in there, but thanks to the Hammer and the guys at the draft party for giving me the opportunity to do this. Eric, you know, it was fun. I enjoyed myself much more than I thought I would, because I thought I was just going to get absolutely smoked. But you know what? I'm pretty proud of the effort that I put forth. I think I lost the first one by 3 points, I think it was. And then that last one, gave it my best shot. I truly thought Ray Rice was going to be higher up on the list than he was, but regardless, didn't really matter. But you know what? I'm pretty proud of the effort I put forth.
All right. Thank you to both our players. Thank you so much to draftparty.net. Again, you go to the link in the description to play either of these quizzes that were shown today or any other quizzes you may want to play on draftparty.net. Also, if you want to play along with some Hammer creators, you can go to the leaderboard that we are creating. We'll have some information in the description, but sign up through the Google Sheet. You'll be sent over a quiz every weekday for 4 weeks straight, 20 different quizzes. Your best 15 results will be taken into consideration to end up on that leaderboard amongst Hammer creators, friends, family, and our friends over at draftparty.net. Drop a like if you enjoyed this quiz. Subscribe, as we have weekly quizzes coming for this bracket. We'll see who comes up next week. You can follow us on Twitter to find out at the Hammer HQ. We'll see you again very soon.